Hello everyone, and welcome to a Melee walkthrough for the Unmaking Extreme, the newest Extreme that came out with patch 7.5. I like this one a lot. I've liked all the Extremes in Dawntrail. If you haven't seen my videos before, this is not a full-on guide going over every detail. This is a Melee walkthrough, where I walk through everything you do as a Melee. So, here we go. We're using Hector strats. I'm melee 1. Boss is going to start out. Going to do a room-wide AoE. That's Meteor Rain. That's the room-wide. And then it's going to do Not Grows. Not Grows does a few things. This is going to happen frequently during the fight. This is one of the most common mechanics. So first, you're going to see he does a symbol, either a donut, which it is right now, or a point blank AoE. And he's throwing that out somewhere. You see the arrows going this way? So he's throwing the donut at the portal. So the portal's going to do a donut. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be like that. Okay. And then you see these portals that are tethered to a healer. These portals are either going to be small with both healers or huge with one healer. If it's small, it's going to be light party stacks, but also a wild charge, which means the first person who gets hit really hard. So the tank needs to be the first person hit by the portal. So the tank should be closest to the portal, and then the party should be in line. So we're going to solve both of those at the same time. So we're going to go toward the donut. And in our light parties, tank's going to be closest to the portal, and it goes out. Super simple. Not Wakes just either moves or activates the portals during the fight. Meltdown. Meltdown is going to do a few things. We're going to start by stacking Complete Center. Okay? And once this finishes, don't move, because it's going to put a Pyretic on you. So this debuff right here, it only lasts 2 seconds. If you move while having this debuff, you're going to take damage and probably die. Once this debuff expires, you then need to move away from the center, because everyone's going to drop a puddle where you were standing, and you're going to explode in a second. So you also have to spread. So just go to your clock positions. So all you're going to do is you go center, wait for the debuff to run out, then go to your clock. Wait for it to run out, go to your clock, max melee is fine, and then everyone explodes. There you go. Air Emptiness. There's two versions of this. There's Airy Emptiness and there's Dense Emptiness. Airy Emptiness is a 2-person stack. The way we're solving this right now is color partners. So see, I'm purple, and this person's purple. The supports are going to go counterclockwise, and you're going to stack with your buddy. If it was dense, that's light parties, just stack on your healer. All right, so this is another version of the other mechanic, Dense Grows. This is a circle, not a donut, and he's throwing it over there. So there's going to be a big point blank. That's going to be unsafe. And now we have a big portal, so both tanks are going to be closest to the portal, and the party is going to be in line. That should be a P, not an R. There you go. This pull is a little bit messy here or there, but it's fine footage. All right, Gaze of the Void. This is going to happen twice during the fight. It's a little tricky the first time you do it, but here's what you need to know. There's going to be orbs, and they're going to spawn either clockwise or counterclockwise. This time they're going counterclockwise. So these orbs are going to shoot cones. So we're going to start on the side that is hit last, and we're going to go to the other side of the cones. There's a few other things that are going on. See, this orb is shiny. It's the first one. It's glowy. That's going to be relative north for this mechanic. Okay, that's where the tanks are going to do stuff in a second. So wherever this first glowy orb is, that's relative north. It'll make sense in a second. The cones go out. And you're just going to follow it and go all the way to the other side because there's a couple overlaps. Okay. Now, you see there's big orbs here. You can't see it, but there's small orbs. Small orbs here. Okay. Let's get that bigger. Small orbs here. All of these need to be soaked by 2 people. The yellow ones are going to go faster. So the yellow ones need to be soaked first. So the way we solve this is role partners. So tanks together, healers together, melees together, range together. And we're going to do this with a priority. So again, this is relative north, and these 2 big ones are for tanks. So those tanks, they're going to see the first yellow orb. Tanks take that one. Look clockwise. The next yellow orb is for healers. Look clockwise. The next yellow orb is ours. That's melee. And then the last one, that's ranged. Okay? So you find relative north, look clockwise, skip the healer one, keep going clockwise. That's yours. So with both melee do this, whether you're melee 1 or 2, it doesn't change. You can just be max melee and let it come to you, so you have uptime. And then the dark tethers, exactly the same way. Okay, so we have a tank one here, look clockwise. Healer one here, look clockwise. Melee one here. And then there's the range ones last. The only thing you need to worry about here is you do have a vuln debuff. I think it lasts 4 seconds. Wait for that to go off and then pop it. Wait for the debuff to go off, and then you can pop it. Vacuum. This is going to make arms grow on the floor. There we go. I call them arms. This one you can literally just use your eyes and dodge out of, but we're going to practice for later because the second time this happens, it comes with a pyretic. So these arms, at the end of them, they're going to have a point blank. So what you want to do is find the little arm. There's going to be one little arm. See this little arm right here? You're going to go to one of the safe spots opposite the little arm. So right here or right here. You're going to stand there, and then you don't have to move at all. Stand there, and then you don't have to move. You're already in a safe spot. Okay. Dense emptiness. Whoops. Dense emptiness is a light party stack. It should be light party 1 on the west, light party 2 on the east. Just find your healer and stack on your healer. Since we're melee 1, we stack on the 1. Okay, deep freeze. Both tanks are going to get proximity, and this is also a freeze, so we need to keep moving when it goes off. We can just go opposite the tanks at max melee, so we can keep up time, and just keep moving. I just kind of do a little sidestep. Doesn't do that much damage, so you can keep up time. Meteor Rain is just an AoE. Boss is going to go north, and we're going to start what people are calling either ads phase or intermission phase. Both make sense. Okay. Wait for the arena to change, and we'll talk about this for a second. Okay, we're going to pause right here. So, we are melee 1, which means we are going to be on the west. And I'm just going to draw a line here. So, if we draw a line across the middle, okay? So, this is the west. This is the east. We're melee 1, so we're going to be on the west side. Do not do anything ever on the east. Just ignore the east side. It does not exist if you're melee 1. You're going to do everything on the west, okay? 2 things are going to happen. You are either going to get a marker on your head, or you're going to get nothing. If you get nothing, there's going to be 2 towers that spawn, okay? So maybe there's a tower here, maybe there's a tower here. As a melee, you take whatever tower is more south. There's always going to be 2. Just take whichever one is more south. That's your job. That's all it is. The range is going to take the one more north. If you don't take the tower, if you have a thing on your head, then you're going to get a cone. So you would just point your cone so it's still on the west side, but it won't hit a tower. And you're going to do that in whatever area makes sense that is more south, because you're the melee. That's all it is. Whoops. So let's see how this goes out. There's going to be a knockback. You can knockback resist this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. And then look at your head. Okay. So we have the prey marker on our head. And we saw there's a tower here and a tower here. So remember, there's a line here. We don't do anything on the east side. So we're just going to point our cone. We're going to stand here and point our cone right there. Because it's most south that we can go. It's a pretty wide cone. See how much space I'm giving them? Boom, there's the cone. And that's all it is. Stay on your side. Point it away from the towers. And you can just hit the boss. Whoever had the tower has to 1v1 and add. The add is very weak. If you're not doing that, hit the boss. Okay. Now, you're going to do both things. So we didn't have a tower before, so we will have a tower now. This tower is more south than this tower. So we take that tower. That's all it is. Super easy. We're going to get tethered to an ad. Kill the ad. It's going to do a gaze. Just look away. Look away. Kill the ad. The ad is very weak. And then just hit the boss. All we have to do is we need to kill the boss. And we need to kill another ad before this Power of the Void reaches 100. We're only halfway done and this thing's already dead. It's very easy. The only way you're going to miss this is if like half your group dies. There's another ad here. Just kill that and dodge. I think it's super cool that we're like breaking out of the reality. I love the flavor of it. And save your 2 minutes for this, by the way. Don't use your 2 minutes during the ad phase. You don't need it. Use them here, so you can dump it into the boss. Okay, that was a room-wide AoE we just had, and this is another room-wide AoE we just had. And now things are going to get a little bit more tricky here. Okay, so now, whoop, pause. Let's go back an inch. Okay, so now there's arrows going from a portal to the boss and from the boss to a portal. There's always going to be one donut, and the other one is always going to be a point blank. So you can look at one and know both. It's either going to be on the boss or on the wall, and they can be the opposite. But we know a lot just from looking at this. So we see that this is a donut, and it's being thrown at the wall. So we know that there's going to be a donut going like this. Okay? And so because this is a donut, we know the other one is a point blank that's going on the boss. So the boss is going to have a point blank. So that means we need to do everything over here. And we also have a big portal, which we already know is going to be a full party stack with both tanks close to the portal. So we're going to go toward the donut. Tanks are going to be closest, and that's how you do that. There's going to be that's pretty easy in that combination. It's a little bit trickier when the donut is on the boss, because the donut is going to be basically its hitbox, and then half of the room is going to be exploded with the point blank. So you need to solve everything inside this little spot. That could be a little tight, so keep that in mind. Okay, now when these portals start glowing, they're going to shoot lasers. And here's the trick. If there's two portals that are tethered together, those only shoot on the sides. And if it's one big portal that's glowing, it only shoots down the center. You can usually solve this by finding the portals that are small and going in between them. Unless there's two big portals, then just go in between the two big portals. Play it safe. It's happening again. So now both portals were little portals that are tethered together. Okay. Remember, those only goes on the sides. So if both of them are small little portals, the center is always safe. Okay, these are light party stacks. Just stack on your healer. Pretty simple. Not grows. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So this is the same as the last one. We see that the donut is being thrown at the wall. So the wall is going to be a donut. So we know the boss is going to be the opposite. So we know the boss is going to be a point blank. So we got to go over here and solve whatever we're doing. Go toward the donut. And this is another full party stack. We got kind of lucky. That's easy. Okay, this is a full party stack. Hits 3 times. Hits actually pretty hard, so mitigate it heavily. We do a good job in this party of mitigating it, but without mit, this will kill you. Vacuum. This is what I was talking about before. Okay, so this is going to be followed up by a pyretic. So wherever we dodge this to, we can't move afterwards. So we have to solve it the same way we talked about. Find the little arm. Here it is. You're going to go opposite the little arm. So you're going to go here or here, and then don't move because there's a pyretic. And bop. All right, you see the pyretic debuff? Whoop. This is going to happen exactly the same way as the other one. So we don't move, and then we need to move because there's going to be puddles underneath us, and we also have to spread. So find your clock position and just book it into that direction. Wait for the debuff to fall off, book it in your clock. And I usually go way out here because it's usually a little bit sloppy with the spread, but we did it pretty good there. The DPS check is like super easy, so don't worry about uptime that much. All right, this Gaze of the Void is exactly the same as the first one. So remember, this glowy one, that's going to be relative north for this whole mechanic. We start on the side that it get hits last, move that way, and then resolve the tethers. Wait for the cones. Then look at the tethers. All right, so this is a big one. We're looking at the yellow tethers. So this is tank. Clockwise, next one is healer. Clockwise, next one, that's us. That's melee. We take both melee are going to take that together. And then we solve it exactly the same way for the dark tethers. This is the first little one. So this is healer. Clockwise, this is melee. Just wait for your debuff to run out and then take it together. There's really only one new mechanic that we're waiting for, and then everything else is repeats for the rest of the fight. There's just one more we got to do. Wakes, moves the portals. This is the one. Okay, so for not hunts, the middle is always going to be safe first here. So start out in the middle. And you see 2 people are tethered to a portal. So that portal is going to do like a chasing AoE on whoever they're tethered to. We're going to take them clockwise, but first dodge middle. Okay. So as we're dodging, see that the people getting tethered are getting ready to take it clockwise. Here's the portal. They're going clockwise here. Wait for it. As soon as that AoE goes off, whoever you're tethered to, go to the wall and just keep running along the wall clockwise. People in the center, just kind of rotate with them so you don't get clipped. But you can see here, here's a person tethered. They're just along the wall going clockwise. Now, a second person is going to get tethered to this person. They're just going to take over. Okay? So there's another person who is tethered to this person. They met them up, and now they're just going to run with them and keep going clockwise. Some parties are going clockwise and then counterclockwise. Just go clockwise. It's just easier. Super simple. Okay, we saw big portal, big portal. The big portals always go through the center. So the easiest way to do it is go in between the big portals. Lasers coming. There we go. Dense emptiness. Dense emptiness is the opposite of airy emptiness. This is light party stack. Just find your healer. I think my party messes up here. It should be west, but our healer kills himself and half the group. That's okay. We're gonna healer LB. Everything's fine. All right, not hunts. So again, not hunts. You dodge center first. Look at your portal. You want to go clockwise. So I'm getting ready to book it clockwise because I'm tethered. AoE goes off. And then I just go on the edge of the arena and just walk. I don't even have to sprint. I can just go. And I see somebody else is tethered to me. They're going to come to me and they're just going to take over going clockwise. And if you want to be really safe and not get hit, you can just keep going clockwise. I teleported into the other one and got clipped. It doesn't matter. It doesn't kill you. Dodge the lasers from the sides. I get clipped there too. Again, it's an extreme. Doesn't matter. It doesn't kill me. Airy emptiness is buddies. So go to your clocks. Everything is repeat. We've gone over the entire fight now. This is a 3-part stack. Hits really hard. We've seen all of the mechanics. Everything's repeat. You have a ton of time to kill this boss. The enrage is incredibly easy. I've not seen enrage. It's all just repeat mechanics from here, and the boss is almost dead anyway. Not gross. Let's take a look at this. We're getting kind of lucky with these because these are easy ones. So we see that the donut is being thrown at the wall. So the donut's going to be at the wall. We know the other one's going to be opposite, so that's going to be a thing. So we're going to be at the wall. This time we have light parties. Go with your healer. Let the tank get hit first. And you can see people dying. It's an extreme. You can be a little bit sloppy, and it's fine. You can just res people up. Center's safe because both are little. And the boss is dead. That's the fight. All the mechanics is going to be... There's more mechanics after that. They just repeat a ton of stuff. I really like this fight. It's fast. It's a little tricky for an extreme, but it's still an extreme, so you can like mess up and everything's fine. If this was helpful to you, let me know below. If it wasn't, I don't know why you're still here. Have a good one.